Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Friday, March 6th. If you're joining us today, that's the good news. Hallelujah. Any day above ground is a blessed day. Praise God. Make a joyful noise. Let's take a quick look. Well, first, let's do our disclaimer. Had some big economic news reports come out that caused a reaction. It's important to know that this broadcast is for demonstration educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not offering any type of trading advice, nor do I take any responsibility for any losses incurred while you're trading. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. There is a considerable amount of risk involved with trading. All right, let's take a look and see what we're getting ourselves into today. We never want to have what I refer to as an unpleasant surprise. Ever have one? Not a lot of fun. An unpleasant surprise. You're in a trade, an economic news report comes out, and your chart just goes completely haywire. And in the blink of an eye, you've lost or made $1,000. You cross your fingers and toes and hope it's on the positive side and not the negative side. But we don't want to get ourselves into that type of situation. So we always start off our sessions by looking at the Forex factory. What is going on? Well, we know that there's an ongoing catalyst event with the war that's going on in Iran. We have some geopolitical unrest that's spread throughout the Middle East that at any moment can cause tremendous volatility. So we have that in the back of our minds. On top of that, this morning at 8:30, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red folder reports. Catalyst event times 5. Good morning, Rao. Let's take a look and see what the reports told us. The average hourly earnings month over month were up 0.4%. Positive report. Core retail sales month over month. It looks like they were expecting an increase of 0.1%. It came out, it was the same. It was flat. Non-farm employment change lost 92,000 jobs. The unemployment rate went to 4.4%, a tenth of a tick up from the anticipated 4.3%. Retail sales month over month increased by 0.2%. The big one is the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate, the jobs report. Retail sales down by 0.2%. U.S. employment situation. We know we lost 92,000 jobs, and it ticked up to 4.4%. So that's where we are. How did the market react? Good question. Well, you can see what happened. At 8:30, when that report came out, the knee-jerk reaction, it popped up, but then came flying down. And you could see our cross entry, our signal B, momentum, market structure, high volume, all came into play right about 8:45. When those crosses come in, man, that's a high likelihood of getting a profitable entry. That's our signal B entry. The little triangles just below the crosses are the signal B. That's telling us your Laguerre oscillator is locked to the downside. Momentum. Gas pedal mashed to the floor. A big sell-off. With some high volume candles mixed in. Tremendous amount of volume selling off the S&P right there. So we're way below the VWAP. We're a bit oversold. Love to see a retracement once the market opens. Through the overnight session, let's go back a little bit further. Right here was the session open, right at the VWAP. And we've taken a tremendous leg down. The session opened at 68.28, and it's currently at 67.42. Now, the market doesn't like gaps. We've taken a big gap down. Perhaps when the opening bell rings, we get a retracement. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Similar story. When the news report came out, we kind of got a knee-jerk reaction up, and then it fell like a rock. Through the overnight session, big move down. Session opened right here at the VWAP. And just like the S&P, a big sell-off. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. If today's your first day joining us, welcome. We've got a really nice diversity of instruments and time frames that we trade these automated bots on. The Revo, this is the leaderboard. What I'm referring to when I say the leaderboard, we run the bots. I enabled these bots. I want to say at about 8 a.m., not too long ago. It's been about an hour and a half. And in the last hour and a half, these are the bots that have done the best so far in today's current trading environment. We have 2 ESs on the Revo, number 1 and 2. We have a Revo on the NASDAQ, number 3. Our 150 range has been doing well. We're going to run a weekly report and see which bots did the best this week. The way we do that, since today is Friday, is I'm going to pull up my trade performance on Ninja. And we're going to do a weekly recap. How do I pull up my trade performance? On my control center, I go to New, Trade Performance. And what will pop up is this very powerful trade performance metric. And I'm going to generate it from March 2nd to the 6th and put it on trades. I'm going to include all my bots, every single one of them, and get all of the historical trade performance for the entire week. I'm going to right-click and export this and call it March 2nd to the 7th and save it to my downloads. And now I'm going to get the chat out in just a moment. Oh, I did. Okay. So let's bring over the chat GPT. I'm going to add March 2nd through 7th trades, process this week's trades. We like to make data-driven decisions. We like to go with the bots that are doing the best. What this is this is an API that we built with ChatGPT that will, in very short order, process an enormous amount of historical trade performance and give us the key insights as to what that data is telling us. So the most profitable bots this week, number 1 and 2. We'll have to check this and make sure it's accurate. I always like to check it. Sometimes ChatGPT does make mistakes. It's not perfect. How do I do that? Very simply, I pull over my summary and I just double check the results. It says the ES star was my most profitable at 56.69, which is correct. Had a max drawdown of 1796, up just under 6,000. This is the bot that Robert, who's a member of our community, shared with us. If we look at the analysis on it, I always like to see when it does well. It really likes the market open. 9:30 to 10 was the number 1 window this week. Got into some monster trades. Let's just double check the retirement plan just to make sure it's correct. Our best spot down 1823. And the ES best spot down 2,000. So a pretty rugged week, with exception to the ES 30 range star and the NQ 1-day pass. ES 30 star and the NQ 1-day pass crushed it. Man, I talked to so many members this week that passed their evals using that NQ bot this week. If you're going to use a 1-day pass, the NQ is hot. The ES, oh man, when those jobs reports come out, that 8:30 trade sometimes can be a good one, but let's see how it pans out once the market opens. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Tom. Thank you. Good morning. This is where I am for the week. We're at 1760 across the 5 accounts that we've been trading. Is there a CL bot? We have a CL bot. However, we kind of retired it. But what I did was I kind of brought it back from the dead to see if I can get it profitable. This is it right here. It's up $190. It's trading an 8 Unorenko. I'm just trying to test a few different data series to see if I can find something that's working. Let's take a quick look at crude oil. Oh, the market just opened. Let's put that thought on hold. Now remember, Eric told us we have 3 major opportunities, 3 opportunities each trading session. So we're not going to jump into the first opportunity we see. We're going to patiently wait for our low risk entries. We're getting a retracement here on the E-mini at the open. Our scalper just went short. Looks like a signal C entry. Our scalper entry is when those crosses come. And what we're going to do is prepare for it. I'm going to do 3 evals at first, and then we'll then I'll pivot to the other 2. So let's wait for the market to find a direction. We're going to be patient. We're going to wait for those 2 or 3 golden opportunities, three a day, that the market hands to us. I always like to play the opening range breakout. We see we've got a channel defined now. We've got our resistance, these red pivots up top, and we have our support, the blue lines on the bottom. Let's see if we get a break of support here. Looking for a break of support on the E-mini. Carol, good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. I was kind of expecting a move to the upside to fill in that overnight gap down. But who knows? Maybe the news was so bad with the jobs report, it's just going to continue to crash to the downside. Here's our opening potentially. Looking for a break to the upside here. Got a high volume candle, a bullish. No dice. How many times have we seen them do that? They let price come about 2 or 3 points through the pivot, and then they come and they do a stop sweep and they take everyone's stop out. Watch this break of support. We're looking for momentum, this RSI line, to get pinned to the bottom, and we break through support. And we're going to try to ride that E-mini lower. The NQ30 is just getting caught up in the whipsaw. It's way too aggressive. Let's pivot to a 20 Unorenko over here. Here we go. Here we go. Watch that scalper. Watch that scalper. Here we go. Let me enable it. It's coming. There it goes. Let's see if we can catch a short move. Push down. All right, we hit our profit goal on those 3 accounts. I'm going to pivot to my other 2 accounts. I just love that entry with the crosses. Love that entry. So let's take these 3 off. I'm going to put these 2 on, lock her up. I've got to give you my chart template then, Mike. I've got a really a great chart template for that shows these crosses on that signal B entry. Oh wait, I got the wrong 2 accounts. Excuse me. Let's see if we get this break of support. If we get this break of support, I think this E-mini is going to keep going down. Wow, that NQ leapfrog went long, and my NQ20 has got to be below. Oh, it just peeked its head above. Crazy. It's what we need. We need a retracement. We're a bit oversold on the move. The NQ 150 range is on fire. Let's go to the Revo 150 range. This is a 20 Unirenko chart we're looking at on the NASDAQ. The 30 range, there's just way too much whipsaw for me. Getting a nice retracement. This is what we needed. And watch the continuation down into the trend on this 8 Unirenko scalper. I'm going to turn my copier on and anticipate a short roll here. The trade won't fire off until this RSI line That's the white line in my Laguerre oscillator. Once that's pinned down, that's the trigger for the entry. The 150 range on the NASDAQ just went short. $600 ES buy orders at 67.20. Good to know. Thank you. Let's let it get through that area. That's going to be an area of support in just a minute. Those high volume candles kicked in. Maybe we get an opportunity to the long side. We're going to be patient, though. We're going to wait for our trades. No more rushing into things. Patience and discipline. We get 3 opportunities. The market will hand us 3 good ones. It's our job to wait for it. Here we go. Let's see if it tests 67.20, George. I got my cursor right on your price. We got a signal C short. Let's see if it follows through. Look out below. This thing might drop like a rock. Here we go. The 150 range on the NASDAQ is short. Let's see if it breaks through. Now it is showing a pivot there, George, at about 67.21. I don't know if you could see that little blue pivot there on my chart. You're funny, Mike. Yes, that we used to have a 10 range. You're exactly right. On crude oil. You know, a lot like gold, it has its moments of glory, but we were having trouble finding consistency with it. Don't give up on this scalper trade. I think it's coming down. If it breaks through 67.20, let's give it a little room to break. Let's see if it breaks through. Look at that, it's a $500 trade meanwhile. See, I changed the trade management on mine. Here we go. It's going to break it. Ooh. Okay, let's go short. Let's short the E-mini here. We're right at that pivot point that George was talking about at 67.20. Bounced right off of it, George. You know what? I'm going to wait until we break support. George gave us some good intel there. There's a lot of buyers sitting right at 67.20. I don't want to trade right into it. Going to wait for our crosses and stick to our rules. Those buyers are gone now? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Next time down, it's going to roll. They all got filled, or they jumped ship, one of the two. A lot of them are there just to fake us out. There you go. Give us a retracement. Oil's nearing $90 a barrel. Got oil, David Wise. Doesn't make predictions. He follows the technicals and price action. But he said the fact that oil is nearing $90 a barrel and the jobs report was negative, it's not good for the market, but things can change. The issue is if the Iran situation continues for much longer, oil will stay inflated and will hurt a lot of oil sensitive stocks and help the oil companies. We have to wait and see if we go into a bear market. He's not expecting that yet, but it is possible. And so is a recession. Here we go. Here comes a beautiful retracement for us. Here comes a beautiful retracement. Let's see how this goes. Wow, we're breaking right through resistance on our NASDAQ chart. We're right back to the 50 on the E-mini. Gold retirement plan is in long. Let's see what gold is trading at. Wow, look at the ES pop. Let's see if it breaks through the 50. It's retracing right back to the VWAP, hopefully. Gold is trading at 5107. You'd expect gold to be through the roof. Okay, the scalper jumped in short. Another short roll. I reconfigured my ATM. I gave it a lot less risk. My risk tolerance is about 250 to 300 per trade. So I adjusted my stop accordingly. The ES scalper is trading beautifully. We got a great day of trading on a Friday. Friday, March 6th. You know what next Friday is. Next Friday, March 13th. Friday the 13th. Come on, let's go. Let's give us one nice move here. We get 3 a day. 3 a day. Here we go. These short rolls on the E-mini are just money in the bank this morning. Mack Truck's going to break through a short trade on the 20U here. Gold retirement plans in a monster trade, 650. Let's see if this Mack Truck takes it short. Here goes the 150 range on the Revo. We're waiting for our crosses. We're waiting for our crosses. We break through support. We're headed short. Meanwhile, the scalper is up another 300 on this trade. We got a great presentation. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Let's see if we break support. Do we anticipate it? The next entry is a signal B. I think it's safe to say if a signal B kicks in, we're going to be through that area of support. So I think I'm going to anticipate it this time. I'm going to turn mine on. I think we're going to break support here. I know my trigger is a signal B. The RSI line has to break all the way down to that red area. Come on, push through. Push on through. It keeps bouncing off 67.20, George. Oh, they're back on there. Yeah, I see that. It's bouncing right off of their orders. Let's get the break of support. That's what we need. Low volume. You're right, Carol. The E-mini's got decent volume. It's at just under 4,000. Come on. We're going to do a live presentation today on the AI Auto Trader. If you're not in our mailing list and you'd like to attend, send me an email at support@rightlinetrading.com and we'll get you registered. We're going to go over these triggers, these entries that we're having a lot of success with, these cross entries. My goodness, if I didn't cut these winners short this week, I'd be up a mint. Here we go. Let's see if we break support. We got a high volume candle. I'm going to activate mine. If it triggers, we got through it. Well, let's play it safe. Or we get a retracement all the way back to the 50. That signal C short has been working well too. You see the last two winners, signal C short, signal C short. Got to pull back and go. Pull back and go. Just doing it a third time now. Now it's setting up for a long trade. It just jumped in long on the signal B. I don't see my crosses just yet. Just jumped in long again. Today, this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, is a live presentation on the AI Auto. If you're not in our mailing list and you'd like to attend, please send me an email to support@rightlinetrading.com. Support@rightlinetrading.com. Here come the crosses. Now we got the VWAP right above us. Just had the first cross kick in. Rao got 990 on gold. Nice one. Yes, that blue bar is a high volume candle, a bullish high volume candle. Here we go with a short roll on the E-mini. Okay, my cross is back. Let's see if we get some follow through. We've got our VWAP right above us. Watch the short. Watch the short. You know, the signal C short's been working so well. I'm very tempted to take it right down to support. I missed it. Let's stick to our game plan. We're looking for crosses. We're looking for full momentum. What do those crosses? Those crosses kick in when my RSI line, my relative strength in my Laguerre oscillator has to be pinned to the top or bottom. That's what we want. We want full momentum, high volume. We want to get to our profit goal with very little heat. Good morning, Ace. What I mean by heat, I've had some people ask me that. They say, what do you mean by when you say you don't want much heat, or how much heat on the trade? Heat, what I'm referring to on heat on your trade is how much you're twitching in your chair when you're in the trade. It's the maximum adverse excursion. That means when you're in the trade, how much heat you're taking is how far the trade has gone against you and you're in the negative. Taking heat on the trade is when it's coming back against you. And you find yourself in a nail biter. Got a great day of trading today. Mark Miller coming up right behind me. Mark's the owner of Right Line. Great guy. Amazing to watch trade. And right behind him is David Wise. Here's another signal C short. I don't see much on my leaderboard with exception to the ES on the 8U, which is what we're watching now. There's not a lot else that's performing well today. Okay, here we go. Momentum is certainly headed down now. Let's get ready. This thing's coming right to support, though, is the problem. My crosses are going to kick in. We got 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left. Really want to see a break of support here. Exactly, David. That's exactly right. Exactly. How much price goes against you? Got a signal C long. The signal C's been working well on the E-mini today. The pull back and go has been very effective. It's up another $300 again. Now, once it gets to 500 now, I've changed my ATM just a little bit. So it's more aligned with my profit goal. Once it gets to 500 now, my stop will come up and it'll lock in $300 in profits. There it goes. Now, win, lose, or draw on this trade, I've reached my profit goal of 300. But now I have the potential to get into my profit window and get into my leapfrog. If I get a little bit of wiggle room on this thing, it could turn into a monster. I'm referring to this trade here. This one's in the leapfrog, the 20U. And a monster trade, another monster trade. Got a 15, the 15 crossed the 50 on my E-mini. We're just below the VWAP. But this ES scalper has been handing us winning trade after winning trade all day long. Look at this one. Wow. The Revo is up 1810 on the 150 range. We got to get through the VWAP now on the E-mini. Let's take a look at our 30 range. We get a break of this area of resistance. This is 84 and 85. Let's play a break of resistance on the NQ30. Oh, my leapfrog is on. Huh. Here come my crosses on my E-mini. The leapfrog on the 30 range is just getting crushed. There's too much whipsaw for a 30 range on the NASDAQ today. It's down $5,000. Watch the break of resistance here. Our cross just started coming in on the E-mini with a high volume candle. We're headed right into the VWAP. And the NASDAQ is in a major area of resistance that it's trying to push through. I'm going to go for it right before the VWAP. See if it breaks through. Okay, here we go. No, don't head down, please. Go ahead, break through there. Break through there. Come on, fly up through there. There you go. Go ahead, take a leg up. Couldn't break it. Man, we needed that break. Go back and retest it. Go back up there and retest it. Come on, pop up. It's trying to break through, George. Look for the break of resistance. We get it, we're in good shape. We don't, we're in trouble. Darn. Come back up and retest it. Come back up. Get through there. Get through there. Darn. Push through. Push through. Push through there. There you go. Come on. I'm gone. Oh, damn, it took away all my profits. Shoot. Well, if it breaks through there, we're going to jump back in. It could go either way, I feel. I chickened out on the move. Kicking myself too. Oh man, what did I do? Oh, I had the trade too. Now I'm right into the VWAP. Man, did I have that trade nailed. I banana peeled it. I'm right into the VWAP. Oh, did I banana peel that trade? No, I traded right into the VWAP. That was a big mistake. A leapfrog, which is a very aggressive strategy. Just jumped in long. But it's been getting hammered all day today. Remember, coming up right behind me is Mark Miller. He'll be popping in just a couple of minutes. If you would, I want to wish everybody a really great weekend this weekend. I've got a tough task, and that's breaking the VWAP here. I closed the winner. There we go. Okay, let me get out of this. We're going to call it quits on those two accounts. So how we wound up today, I'm down 262 on two evals, and I'm up about 300 on the others. A net gain of about 450. Trading into the VWAP is never a good idea on the E-mini. Here's the gold chart on the 1 minute Heikin-Ashi. Look at that beautiful chart. Beautiful buy signal. And the leaderboard today, the ES Revo on the 8U, the NQ 150 range, the ES Scalper. We watched it. It traded brilliantly today. The gold retirement plan was up 560. The Revo ES on the 30 range, 434. So a pretty strong week with those ES spots. Once price finally does break that VWAP, if it does, could be some running room to the upside. We got our crosses. We just need a break of the VWAP, and we're in good shape. It's tempted to jump in. All right, it's Miller time. Let me pop marker in there. Hey, Mark.
All right. So yeah, well, how's things going? I saw you had a good trade earlier, huh?
Yeah, those crosses, man. What a beautiful signal on this E-mini. It's getting ready to break right through the VWAP here with those crosses. Could take a leg up.
Yeah, I'm in a really beauty right here on that one. I got the ES scalper, and on a take profit trader account, it's up nicely right now.
Nice. Great
Yeah,
trade.
yeah,
Great
got a
trade.
nice one. ES
Awesome.
scalper's been doing great today for me.
Oh, man. It's been doing wonderful.
Yeah.
Incredible.
All right, go enjoy the day, man.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Rory
Have a great
Powers,
day,
great
Mark.
trading.
All right.
Okay. All right,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
There we go. All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Good to see you. All right, we're locked in. I got a nice little trade over here on the left. Got the ES scalper, MES scalper. I'm running. I got about 7 contracts right now in the MES. Got 7 contracts here. It's $300 trade. We're running up this take profit trader account here. Got this one up nicely a little bit earlier, overnight actually. The MES had this on overnight. Caught a nice one. Okay, so we just sold 5 contracts right at the VWAP. Like Rory said, here we go, right to the VWAP. And old ES Scalper said that's not quite enough. I got a little bit more in me. It jumped in again. Running the MES Scalper over here on the left. All right, let me, oh, cool. That thing's all working. Awesome. Got the AI Auto Trader here on display. Welcome, everybody. All right, Mike, Rue, what's happening? ODP in the house. Rue's in the house. Rue, what's happening? How's gold trading? Mike, good morning. George called a big old order block again. George, keep us up to speed if you would. I'd appreciate it. I don't have level 2 data. In fact, I just got rid of my Kinetic membership because they just they can't get it together over there. I wish I could start a company that sells data, so I'm looking at that really serious because feels like we're all held hostage to like one or two companies. All right, let's see what's happening. We got the market moving up nicely on a bad jobs report. Go figure that one out. Bad jobs report, lost 95,000 in February. 95,000. They were expecting plus 50. So we that was a deficit of about 150. But you know, they revise them every now and then too. 2 home runs, Rue? Really, Mike? That's a heck of a good information. Thanks for sharing it. Everybody read that real quick. Mike mentions that level 2 is available with Apex. I didn't know that. Mike, if you don't mind sharing that maybe in Discord of maybe even how to access it, because I have Apex right now. But we'll just see if I can get it going. Actually, I might not have a live account. Let me think about it. Man, when they changed all their rules and they changed their drawdown from 1,500 to 1,000 on their 25K accounts, that hurt me personally. Oh man, that hurt me. That's a big risk reward reduction on our part for the trader. So, man, I switched quickly. Take Profit Trader still has it at 1,500. Hopefully, they don't find out quickly because, that's what we do. I had a prop firm for a few minutes, and that's what we did. What was everybody else doing? What's Tradeify doing? That's what I looked at because that was kind of my measurement. They really came out and did a really great job for the trader at first, but then it became really expensive with Tradeify. Man, whew, I get 2 accounts for $1,000. Like that's barely getting started. So I had to switch my role. Here we go. We got a nice trade again here. Oh, popping up on the MES. Oh, nice move to the upside. Trading the MES scalper over here. I also got a couple other strategies in on it. Got a couple of the, got the Mack truck and the retirement plan. Both of them were doing good earlier today. Retirement plan still on the leaderboard. Just drifting. So here we go. We got the MES scalper running an overdrive. Superdome. Superdome. Dun, 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 the Superdome. Let's see here. I'll do it over on the other screen. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I had the wrong instrument selected. Let's see. Mike is right. Let's get a round of applause for Mike. I don't know if this is totally level 2, but I think it is. Thank you, Mike. Very helpful. Appreciate that. Interesting. I don't know how to use it, but other than that, it's cool. It kind of gives me a little bit of a a flutter in my eye. It keeps flicking. All right, here we go. We got a $400 trade now. Let's go make some money, have some fun. I got to shut it down in a few minutes. Once I get to 750, I'm done and over for the day in these two. So I got this one to 750 a little earlier. So that one's down and out. So I got to hit the X right here. If I get it up to right here, I'm looking for this to get to about 750. That should put me right at payday for both of these. I'll need to survive for 3 more days, I think. At least 2 more. I had a good day of trading today. We had nice upward move here today. It's been a nice little push to the upside. I kind of thought we were going to dunk here. Everybody probably did. I was in a couple of short trades earlier, and it kind of leveled out. Then we had a nice move up after that jobs report at 10, and she started moving in our direction. I'm getting right on the bubble here. We're going to hit the bubble. Hopefully, we hit the bubble. Mike, do you use that level 2 data? Or was that, hold up, let me ask that question better. Was that even it? Wow, that's cool, Mike. Good idea. He's got some, Mike's got some bots. Wow, manipulation bot. That's a cool idea. Okay, I'm holding 7 contracts now. This thing got a little heavy duty on me here. This trade on the left, the MES scalper just took another long trade. Coming back to the VWAP. Hard to move off that VWAP a little too far today, I would believe. Mike's got the manipulation bot. Here we go, ES scalper. Come on, baby. Down 150. Dun, dun, dun. Want to do this quick introduction. Mike asked me if I would play this real quick. That was nice. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I agree, Mike. This thing, it's bigger than us for sure. Um, that's why I think there should be some sort of risk to reward mechanism that makes sense. And you know, you get it for a while and then you don't have it, and it's hard to stick with something if it's losing. So then you give up on it and you go to the next shiny object and the next one, and before you know it, it's feel like you got fleeced or whatever. But yeah, I guess that's the game. Um, you know, we're in here playing hands. That's all that matters. Is you're still playing. You know, that's the goal. Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing this game. All right, we're working the old VWAP here. VWAP on my chart's that yellow dash line on the left on the ES chart. Yep, George called it. Hopefully we bounce off this one, George. I sure would like us to see go up today. Man, come on. Gotta have a little bit of momentum going to the upside today. That was a nice little pullback right here, so that's good. I know. I'm telling you, Mike, that's the deal. That's the real deal, is keeping your head in the game. You know, between fear and greed, right? It's a balance, and I don't have it. I'm too greedy. It serves me. It served me so far. Keeps me optimistic. I respect fear, though. I mean, you know it better than I do, probably, but you know, when you put your ass on the line, it's real. So that's real. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. I break out these comments because they don't come in on that new software that I got. Everything's always got some sort of snafu. I'll turn it down there, Mike. It's kind of gives me something to do. When you're sitting here with a bot, there's not much to do other than to critique it. Say, why'd you do that? Measure things. All right, so we're gonna try to see what happens here. Okay, got the Mack truck in. Oh, Mack truck. We're running the Mack truck over here. Got one M&Q on the Mack truck. ES scalper over on the left. Going short on the right. This is our stochastic oscillator 20 Unorenko strategy. Oh, Mack truck. All right, Mack truck just sealed in $50. Nope, like $10. Not with one M&Q. One Big Daddy, it's $50, so it must be $5. Yep. $5, no holla. Freaking thing. All right, running a couple take profit trader accounts today. Got a couple of them in the green here. We got 111. Everybody, good luck. That's an angel number. Take a wish. Take a second. All right, good luck. Why is this yellow? Okay, let's hope we bounce off this 50 over here on the left. This is the 50-period moving average on the ES. That's the S&P 500, ES futures. And a nice push up here. Caught a couple Fibonacci buy signals a few minutes ago. This is looking at a 1-minute Fibonacci bar, and we've developed this indicator that's got this buy and sell signal on it. Oh, Sergio's trying to pull a rabbit out of his hat here in the background. Trying to automate that signal for us. That's the David Wise special right there. The old Fibonacci flat bottom. High volume flat bottom. Fibonacci. Whew. He says they're violently consistent. And I said, okay, let's do it. Let's check it out. See if it'll run on futures. Seems to be running. Get it down into the 30-second. On the NQ, it shows a nice signal. Show you how to configure one real quick because I had to go to my backup the other day. Whew. We'll do a Fibonacci 30-second signal. Go right in here to seconds, do a 30-second. Boom, that'll print us a 30-second Fibonacci candle. Nice beauty right there, huh? I like to measure these and kind of see what kind of heat, you know, if I take the entry at the candle close, what kind of heat do I got to take down here? Not much. 51 ticks. 51 ticks of heat. Opportunity. 214 ticks of opportunity. So strategy like a 60 tick stop and 200 tick profit would be winner, winner, chicken dinner on that entry. You can probably find 50 of them that lose too, though. Life ain't perfect. But damn, that's a damn beauty right there, huh? Sheesh. Man, when I first put these on the chart, I was like, oh my God, Sergio, can you automate this for us? Like, please. Yeah. How about that, Sergio? What do you think? He's like, yeah, I think I can. I said, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. That thing looks juicy. Now there's a loser. Here's a loser. That's a winner, winner. Big winner here going down. Damn. Damn big winner there. Whew. Sheesh. Let's go. Oh, Fibonacci flat bottom coming soon. Ikimoku. Wow, that's a lot. We'll be doing Kaizens too. We'll be making improvements on them. That's a true story. Wow. The Japanese, man, they're deep. Deep. The old Karate Kid. That's about my extent of knowledge. Wax on, wax off. See, I knew you would be, Mike. You are a BA, man. You're a badass. Guarantee it. That one's a bad one. All right, I was close to the profit goal a few minutes ago. Now I got a little bit of work to do here in that account again. We'll see what the market delivers. See why I'm not getting any trades. I like taking trades. Mm-hmm. Waiting for the setup. The good news is when the bot is done trading, if it either hits either the profit goals, it'll mark it on the chart for us. So I can typically just look at the chart and say, hey, did the bot, stop trading or not, because it hits the P&L target. But looks like it's just waiting for the market to shape back up for us. Yeah, no, Mike, I think that's the holy grail, and I've never done it. There's something to it. Mike makes a great point. We have, 10, for example, the AI auto trader has 10 bots that we have built. And if we just looked at the whole portfolio performance, you could see if a day is good or bad. Like when Rory puts it in Discord, at the end of the day, you're like, oh shit, I should have traded today. With like 20 of them, even though we have 10, even if like we have the Revo here too. So I've got even iBots, but I don't trade those anymore. Got rid of my Kinetic data feed. It's just too painful. They're too damn painful. But yeah, we could. I was just going to bring up Discord real quick, and you mentioned it. You can tell how good our bot, how good a day the trading is. For example, bad day. We have 3 or 4. Well, there's 6 or 7, but Rory has a lot. Now here's a good day. Like there's a good day. Bad day. Bad day. Yeah, not too bad. Good. 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 Shit, got your ass kicked here. And like, what the heck is this? All negative? No, I think he did the whole thing. Did all of them that day, the whole portfolio. I think someone asked, hey, can you just put the whole thing in? Oh yeah, he said, here's the losers. But yeah, you're right. If we did some sort of math on winners and losers, and do we, are we making money today on net, like the whole portfolio? There's probably something to it. So good observation, Mike. With automation now, we have, we can, I'll say easily do that. So I haven't put any effort into it or asked Sergio or anybody. Looks like I made a nice trade here in the background. I was running my Yapper. I'm up to 449 now somehow. Okay, yep, it took a C long. Took 5 contracts long on that entry there and made a winner. And I didn't realize it. So it's up 550 now. It's the way these bots work. They don't wait for anybody. They just do what they're supposed to. We're up to 550. Here we go. We got a nice trade here on the left. Old ES scalper woke up. Heard me bitching. Okay, we got a $100 trade now. Come on, baby. Try to shut her down at 750. Almost 600 here. Nice little push to the upside might do it. For me to shut this one off, it's pretty easy right through here. I just hit this X and it closes the trade out for me. So it's a really handy tool, this trade copier. Kind of gives me a nice little switch over here to manage the trade. All right, come on, baby. $500 here, 6. $150 trade. Come on. She's a pumping. She pumped back to that VWAP quickly, didn't it? Holy moly. Okay, 450. She pumped back to the VWAP quickly. We'll have none of that. It jumped in again. MES scalper, signal B going long. Signal B is the Laguerre oscillator. That's our modified Laguerre oscillator signal entry. When she's pegged to the top, momentum fully extended. Got the buyers in there. The bulls are in there. Well, the bulls are out there working. Here we go. We got a nice move to the upside. MES scalper one more time for us. Yeah, Mike, we've got several GPTs doing activity for us right now. So here's, let's see. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, man. Okay, we hit the ceiling again. We hit the ceiling one time. Let's hope for a bounce off this VWAP. Keep my eye on the trade here. Got a $500 bill. 750. I need to cut her loose. Working on a $25,000 account here from Take Profit Trader, and their rules are 50% consistency. So you need to make $1,500 in the account to get paid. So you have to. Well, you don't have to. To meet the 50% consistency on a $1,500 account, 750 is the goal. So in one day, you don't really want to clear 750. If you do, it's not a big deal. You just need more days of profit that size or higher typically. Okay, we got an $80 trade now, trying to get 250. Come on, 250. Someone throw some chips at it. I got a feeling that may not be Gerald. I got a weird suspicion that's not Gerald in the chat. We got a saber stalker. I always wish, I told my wife, I said, man, I wish it was a hot chick doing that. Like, it should be. Why is an old guy doing it? Like, that's weird. That's really weird. All right, nice move to the upside. One more little purchase here. Come on, baby. Cut them loose here soon. All right, let's go. Man, them things popped in nicely, didn't they? Wow, look at that. It's on the 32nd. This is 32nd Hikinachi bar. On the NQ. Damn, look at that call. They're juicy. All right, we got a $100 trade now. Coming in nicely. Hopefully we can, okay, popped up with the stop. That's why it's called the scalper. Scalped about 150 on that trade. Took another stab at it. Got the old momentum locked to the upside on the ES and the NQ now. Everything's got all indications going north. I used to live up north. We had a cottage up north in Harrison. Beautiful cottage on the lake in Harrison, Michigan. Used to run that town, man. Me and my buddies. We thought we were big shit. Harrison, Michigan. Here's a shout out to Harrison today. All right, we got our trade coming in here now. Traverse City, Harrison. My first wife was from Lake City, Michigan. Here we go. We got a nice trade. I'm going to maybe close it out in a few seconds. Come on, baby. My oldest lives in Boone, Michigan, or I'm sorry, Boone, North Carolina, and she said it was 70 there today. Nice move to the upside here. Caught another Hikinachi buy signal. All indications still going north. That's a flat bottom, high volume candle is what it is. Yep. Shave bottom. Flat as it could be. Still got some buyers in here. Shaking out a few loose hands here. Ooh. Caught a couple dollars maybe. Still got a stiff breeze. Just when I thought it couldn't get nicer down here in Florida, boy, it got nicer. Uh-oh, here we go. We got the trade going against me now. Down 200. See if I have enough breathing room. Coming back to the VWAP. I would have to agree, Mike. I think we have peaked, man. I would guess. I'm not usually right, so I shouldn't agree with you. Maybe I go against you, and maybe you'll be right and I'll be wrong. I hope we go up. I always hope we go up. That's my goal. Go up, please. Go up, go up, go up. Starting to think about retirement coming up soon, like in 10 years or something, and you know, my wife and we talk about what we might do or whatever. And I said, I don't know. I think I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I like it. Like, why wouldn't I just keep doing this? I trade. I got automation trading. Like, what is there something difficult about it? So this is my goal. I got to have my 401k working too, though. That's why I'm optimistic. I got a pension plan too. I'm one of the rare ducks out there. I worked for a manufacturing facility for 20 years, and well, not a facility, big ass company. And Mike, I read your thing. You worked for Rubbermaid. You were the buyer. That's awesome. Similar manufacturing. So I have a pension, which is rare. I think that still needs to make money too. I know it. I agree. Yeah, it's you know, it's like everything going to take more evolution, won't it, Mike? That's what a hedge fund is. It's just automation. Same thing we're doing here, but on a multiple scale. It's like taking a whole shitload of multiples, you know, micros. That's the way you would defeat this. All right, little bounce off the VWAP here. Come on. Yeah, I have a robot lawnmower. So I understand. When I was first walking in a General Motors factory, I don't even know how long it is ago now, 20 years ago, and I saw my first fully autonomous delivery system in the factory. I stared at it. I stared at it for a while. I'm like, holy shit. Nobody's doing anything to that thing, and it's moving all that stuff, and nobody's doing anything. And I had a oh moment. I mean, I was in that business. That's what I was doing, is automating stuff, and that took it to a whole new level. Now I have a robot mowing my lawn every day automatically. I don't do anything. I got to chase it down and put it back in the charger every now and then. You know, that kind of stuff. But it's got it's not one of the, you know, you don't need a line in the ground or anything anymore. It has a, you know, vision system on it. And I paid less than $1,000 for it too. That's the you know, that's sort of the amazing part about it. Hey, it's 11/11. Good luck, everybody. One more time. We got 2 wishes today. Wow, Mike, that's amazing. I've got friends who have the Tesla, and man, it's a lot to keep up with, in my opinion. It's a cool car, but charging it is a whole process that you have to embrace. You know, it's part of your lifestyle after that. That's amazing that she drives. That's amazing. Wow. 86. That's lucky. Very, very lucky and fortunate. Good for you. Okay, we're starting to get a yellow. Oh, yellow over here on the ES now. Little bit of movement down south. Looks like a bounce here, don't it? Looks like a twin coming. Mike's got some crosses to bear. That's harsh. That's the way life is, though, man. Everybody's got their own. Smooth market today. Boy, we had a lot of volatility early in the week, didn't we? Man, that thing was cranking. This is smooth. This is like a nice beach weather right here. This feels like a wave. Nice smooth waves coming. Over on the NQ, looks like we hit the high twice here. Double top. Double top right there. Hey, Rory just texted me and he came up with a great idea, which he always does. Man, Rory's awesome to have on the team. He said, hey, why don't we offer the our Revo strategies to the AI Auto Trader members and see if they're interested. So we'll be sending out an email, hopefully, to just the AI Auto Trader members and see if you're interested in getting these strategies. They tend to pop up on the leaderboard. Like this 8U is pretty regular on the leaderboard, I've noticed. So hopefully, if you're interested, we'll try to give you a good deal on them. Oh, Rory Powers. Okay, little bounce here now. That's what we're looking for. Well, let's go north. Like to see a little blue candle. Blue's the high volume bullish candle. Okay, we jumped in with the retirement plan. Oh, we got the retirement plan. Uh-oh. So I'm taking the retirement plan trade, passing it through the trade copier into this account right here. Took a loser. Oh, and the Mack truck brought it up. Mack truck took the short entry. And we're in on the Mack truck and we're going short. That was quick. I have them both dialed up over here and it was about a handoff. Okay, broke even. All that pop and circumstance for nothing. All that for nothing. We're sitting right at equilibrium here, it looks like. We found the balance beam. Yeah, George, it's not quite, yeah. Yeah, hopefully, if you're interested, get you a deal. Because we want to trade the same thing everybody, I want everybody to have the same thing we have, right? That's the goal, is to trade together and try to make money and have some fun. That's the goal every day. Create something that's valuable, that brings people value. And without a crystal ball, all we can give you is a few bots and see which ones are doing good and which ones ain't. And call it how it is. All right, here we go. Right back at our VWAP. Right back at the volume weighted average price. Big old calculation right there. A lot of math going into that. Oh yeah, that AU is a really good one too. Yeah, right here. This one's been pretty consistent. It's very similar to the ES scalper. They're both on the AU. Exactly. They're both, in fact, I probably copied the scalper to make this Revo. I'm sure I did. You know, I've been an engineer for a long time, but you know, you never start from scratch. You always go grab something from a project you worked on before, or somebody else did, or you know, it's called iterating. I don't think I've ever done anything from scratch. I don't even know what that means. I don't think there's any such thing. No, there's no such thing as scratch. I guess scratch is whatever you can find. That's what scratch is. Yeah, I made it from scratch, from what I could steal from everybody else. That's the way life works. I think it's a continuous improvement. Yeah, that big bar is what really takes away a lot of the noise. In fact, we learned that from Robert, George. That's exactly where it came from. Robert, I told the story 100 million times. You already know it. But anyway, he got that 30 range on the ES. And I was like, oh my gosh, that bar is way too big for the ES. You know, we can't take 100 ticks of heat on the ES. That's a huge trade. Well, guess what? That's what works. Okay. You know, that's the way freaking trading is. Let's go. Let's do it. That's the way it is. So here we go. We got an MQ trade here. M&Q. Mac truck took a short trade there. God, can't quite move. No follow through for the old oscillator there. That one's the old Skulltastic oscillator on this one over here. Signal C. Can't get it to move. Price is a dancing here. There's a breakdown. The VWAP is like a magnet, though. A lot of people create strategies, return to the VWAP strategies. In fact, a lot of the hedge funds use the VWAP as their target. Okay, we got a little sell signal over here on the right. Got the NQ and a sell signal, Fibonacci sell signal over here. Although that was a buy signal that didn't produce either. So we're right on our VWAP. Definitely a place that's a little bit of a magnet. What does that mean exactly, Mike? They're measured on it. Help me articulate what that means a little bit more, if you don't mind, because I've heard it too, and I don't know everything, and like to hear other people's opinions. The doo-wop. The doo-vee-wop. The doo-vee-wop. All right, come on, baby. Here we go. We're starting to set up for the old signal B on my ES, getting that 15, the little dashed line here. Called market structure on this particular strategy. To get this thing in alignment, I got to have my little dash line in front of this solid line. But I'm looking at the wrong chart, so. Oh boy. Anybody get suckered on that short trade there? That was a harsh one, huh? That one will get you. Just when we thought we were going short, Mike, someone said, I don't know. I don't think I'll take those. I think I'll take those back to the VWAP. Okay, I'm in a trade. Retirement plan, I believe. Yep, got the retirement plan going long. Signal A on a 20 Unarenko. Usually one of my favorite signals right here, 20 Unarenko, and then this coming out of the momentum. So momentum has to be moving in your direction about 150 ticks before it takes the entry. So it's a pretty big move to the upside. Let's see, let's count it. Huh, that's not it. That one was 185 ticks from the bottom where it took the entry going long. So price from where it returned from going 185 ticks before it took the entry. That doesn't mean price continues in that direction though. Unfortunately. In this case, it doesn't. About to come back and smoke me. What? Hmm. Hmm. I know it's a strange thing, Mike. I have no idea either. Just do it. Just do it. Whatever it is. So why didn't this one take the trade now? It's getting a little bit of a bounce back here on the ES, coming back towards the VWAP a tad. Not much action today. Hopefully David Wise can come up here and mix it up a little bit more. A little bit of a lame duck today, but that's part of trading. Had a couple of them. Is there some block orders there at 67.57, Mike? I know it. Unfortunately, it's not the first time. I've had a decent day though. Today's a good day for me. I had a nice wake up this morning. Both of these were up. This one was up 500, and this one was up about 350. It was a nice overnight session on the ES. Okay, back to the VWAP. My scalper ain't going to take a trade, unfortunately, through all this chop here. It's just going to sit there and stare back at me and wait. It's in waiting mode. The retirement plan knows into it. It's ready to rock and roll. Mike, this trade copier is the Replicanto from Flowbots. Replicanto by Flowbots. Charles told me this one when I first sort of joined, and it's been a good one. For a while, it would kind of do what Rory's did for a while, where if you're in a trade like right here, if this looks like it's this and you go short, it'll take the trade. I think that's what it just did. Yeah, exit at line change, it did. Okay, so nothing's perfect. So that one at an exit line change took the entry here, it looks like. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. This Mack truck. The heck. See? No, it's been working perfect. So this one's been really solid. Been really solid for me so far. So yeah, it's the weekend, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy your time out there. Hopefully the weather's looking nice around your neighborhood too. We got David Wise here jumping into the ring in a minute. Hey, David, what's happening?
Pretty big drop in the market this morning. We picked up one nice UMCAT trade this morning. Very difficult to trade. The spreads were wide, but we got in the AAOI, get in for $2 and out for $4.
Ooh, double your money, baby.
Double your money, that's right.
Holy schmoly.
Hasn't been a lot.
What's that?
Haven't been a lot. We're in Kroger right now. Kroger looks like a good one for an intraday trade.
Okay. I was going to tell a quick story. So I used to play a lot of pool, and my buddy had a pool table in his basement, and he had one of the let me think about it. Is it 9-footers? Yeah. Bars are 8-footers, and then there's like a 9-footer table. And he had a 9-footer, and me and him would battle. Like we'd play cards. I mean, everything, poker, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, we, maybe like a little bit gamble or something. But anyway, so we were playing pool, and I started smoking him, and he kept doing double or nothing, Miller, double or nothing. I said, dude, we're not going to be friends by the time this is over, the way it's going. I had him down like over $2,000, and he went over and he says, all right, fucker. He says, he showed me his gun case. He says, you can take your pick. I picked the best damn gun I could find in that sucker and hit the road, man. I didn't want to get shot. I was like, yeah, baby, let's go.
That was
all right, man.
That was an interesting way to end that.
It was. I hit the road after that.
Let me go ahead and share my screen.
All right. We'll see you. Have a good weekend, David.
Have a great weekend, Mark. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, get our screen up.
Yeah, everything's good, David.
Good. Thank you very much. All right. All right, so I got YouTube up and running here, and see what's happening. I'm gonna kind of watch my Kroger. Again, I got a $1.72 sell order on Kroger. Get in for $1.42. Just a quick type trade here on Kroger. See where it's at. $1.35 by $1.69 right now. Not moving the bid up. They leave the bid very low on here for some reason. The bid is, you can see the bid is not even at intrinsic value. The intrinsic value right now at Kroger is $1.45, $1.50. So just looking for a move up to it. Probably need to get to about $1.65 to get filled at $1.72. So we'll just kind of let this percolate a little bit. See if we can pull off some profits out of it. Not a huge number of volume on it today. About 150 contracts. So very low number of contracts on it, but I like the setup on this. Again, theoretically, we'd have to get to 74.72 to get our intrinsic value on it. But I think anything in the 74.60s will get us filled. All right, let's see if we have any questions here. Roger, look at Abbott. Selling off, yeah, pretty hard. Again, I got a lot of support level at 108.72 on Abbott, 108.72. See how close we are to that. ODFL selling off. Yep, ODFL selling off. Old Dominion. Pretty nice setup too. There really isn't anything too close for support on that. It looks like the best closest I can see is 183. ODFL is a pretty nice setup. I'm going to make a note on that one. Nice one. Nice look, Roger. Abbott as well. Selling off, yeah. No high volume candles on this thing. You can't. You could have catted it through here, but you can't cat this. You got to have those high volume candles to use anything out of the money. Otherwise, you got to stick within the money. Abbott, I've got too much support right here. I can't touch it. But ODFL is a potential short setup. High volume support. Yeah, actually, I got one high volume supported at 190.25, so about $2 lower. And then the next one after that is down to about 184.89, which is quite a ways down. Got some room to the downside, though. You know, AAOI pulling back. Kroger doing fine here. Look, 62. We should be getting close to getting filled here on this. Yeah, bids 142 by 170. So they got a 142 bid when it's trading at 162 of intrinsic value, and the ask is 170, which is basically only 8 cents away from here. Yeah, we just need a little pop. But obviously, the way the market makers are doing this, they're going to try to force this thing to get to 172 to 74.72 before they pay us. In other words, they're going to want intrinsic value on it. Because theoretically, we should be getting paid right now.
So it's hesitant to read 2 months into 1 month job report.
Filled at 172. And it just jumped 143, 190. But they're not filling you anything close to that 190. But I'm out at 172, I'm happy with that. It could keep going, but I'm happy to take that profits, especially on it expires today. So
U.S. military is ready to use Odin lasers against Iran with at least 2 destroyers equipped.
Okay, so I'm out of Kroger. I think I heard it go off. Let me see. Yeah, out of Kroger. fairly quick trade, I know. But $30 on a $1.42 entry is not bad at all. $20, 25%, that's fine. Gary, you close. Mary, William, you too. Yeah, everybody should have got filled on it. I mean, it got 74.70, which is 2 cents away from intrinsic value on it. Now it's back down to 143 by 170, and there's a little bit of a pullback. So you got to grab it while you can, especially on a day when the options expire that day. So out for a nice profit in Kroger. Hey Tony, yeah, it's called the SPY Super System now. It's this compass system that's been modified quite a bit. You know, I mean, I've added a lot to it. I put the 8 exponential moving average on there. I took off like trend dots and some of the stuff that I didn't think was really useful. And then we put these high volume candles in there now. The white candles are high volume bullish, and the yellow candles are high volume bearish. And if they're those are great ways to find the best entries into stocks. And again, I have a strategy called UMCAT that we use for out of the money catalysts only when we've got stacked high volume candles, which I did today on AAOI this morning early. Tough to take because the spreads were huge, but this was an UMCAT trade right here, and I get in for $2 and I get out for $4. It moved higher than that, but that was 100% gain, so I was pretty happy with that. And we just took Kroger off for about 25% gain. Hey, Nissy, yeah, great relative strength in FSOY. We're still in FSOY with time to the 27th. Try to get out for 440. It's probably trading about 380 right now. I have to look to see, but it's around 380. For the options, we paid 330 for them, so trying to get out for 440.
BYAA to regain NASDAQ compliance.
Pretty much after this big gap down, terrible morning in the market, awfully very, very bearish. Market came down hard, bounced back up. It's just kind of inside the gap here right now. Broadcom, pretty strong. Had some good earnings the other day. Oxy oil stocks gapped up. They're starting to pull back just a bit now. Very tricky market here. Nice movement, FVGO. Tristan, yeah, very nice. Hey, Roger, great Kroger trade. Yeah, it was. Listen, it wasn't something to write home about as far as profits are concerned, but it was a really nice setup, and we took advantage of it. We were able to get in at option prices that were really pretty good, pretty close to intrinsic value. So we didn't have a lot of risk to the downside on it. All right, just going to look around to see what I can find here. This ODFL, what Roger pointed out, is a short. It's a pretty good short. I'm not touching anything right now, though. I feel pretty good about taking profits in AAOI and Marvel and Kroger today. I mean, 3 winners like that on this kind of a day, I'm happy with. I mean, there's no reason to, again, I say this all the time, I guess. Our objective here is not to make trades. Our objective is to make money. We do that by just taking the very best trades we can find. And yet sometimes it takes a lot of patience. And I know people want to be trading all the time, but there are a lot of market conditions where not taking trades is your best trade. If you don't take a losing trade, that's just like we're taking a winning trade. You're keeping money in your pocket that you would have lost. Again, our objective is not to make trades. Our objective is to make money. Sorry, I had my mic off when I was talking about Ari's trades here. IOVA, I said it's got a resistance at 505, but it has big volume. We're pushing this thing through. That's a really nice. It's a nice setup if it gets that through that 505. And Boyle is also a decent setup for today for long. It's an ultra natural gas. It's a hedged natural gas ETF. A blah, blah, blah. I like that one. How do I find stocks like AAOI? Do I have a specific scanner? I've got scanners here on TOS, and I have a lot of scanners on Thinkorswim. And one of the things I look for is high volume candles that are stacking one after another. And I have a TC2000 scan where I have a scan that's got a lot of different I'll show you a little bit of it. It's got a lot of different columns on it. All right, so this scanner right here is a TC2000 scanner, and this has all these lines, all these things across here are conditions that are met or not met, and they'll be check marked if they're met. I have one in here that I use, which is called where is it? Right here. Volume surge the last 3 bars. This is looking for high volume candlesticks, at least 2 in a row that are very high volume. All right, and I'm not going to go into too much details on this thing, but this is one. And if I click on it here right now, I'm not showing anything. Right? I don't have any candle, any high volume candlesticks in a row on any of the stocks that I'm tracking here. These are ones with weekly options, and that's what I use a lot on. I have a lot of other scans of TC2000 as well. But as far as the SPY super system is concerned, these right here, these are cascading up, cascading down. This is showing relative strength and relative weakness. So that's one way to find high volume candlesticks is find these and see if they get white candles for bullish, and down here see if they've got yellow candles for bearish. Right? And these Moderna, by the way, was a nice call out on basically a lottery on that one, out of the money put. Okay, blah, blah, blah. By bouncing here a little bit. Already putting out Marvel, still moving up. Yeah, nice bounce here at Marvel. Got above 90, 91, still going. Again, I'm in and out of it already. I'm not going to jump into it again. I can't swing it. It's way too extended on the daily chart. I mean, if I look at the daily chart, I see the 8 exponential is at 81.27. So it's exactly $10 extended from the 8, and it's got a 478 ATR, which is an average true range. So it's more than 2 ATRs extended from the 8 exponential moving average. And when that typically happens on a stock, it generally is going to either move sideways for a while or start to pull back until it gets back down closer to the 8 exponential moving average. Is Boyle still going? IOVA right at the 505 resistance level right now.
Francis Schmidt says businesses are pausing on hiring.
FSLY starting to make a little pop there with some high volume, with a high volume candle. Again, we'll keep an eye on that on those options on FSLY because it might probably take it off today. It's at 390 right now. The $18 call is at 390. We're in the money by about 359. So it needs to move up a little bit more. Again, I have a resistance level on here on FSLY, which if it gets close to that, that'll be where I'm taking it off. But the resistance level on this is right here. This big white line right there, which is about 22.50. So about $1 higher. Gets to there, we likely will be out at 440. But I'd like to take profits in this today if I can, because I don't trust this market at all. Marvel moved up nicely. Again, I took about 20% in that 25%, but it's moved up another $1 from there. Not much movement in the SPY. You notice it's just riding right along the 8 exponential moving average here. Pivot point way up here. That's pretty much the gap fill.
Members crude oil breaks above 90. First time since October 2023.
Oil's over $90 a barrel. That was my news feed just saying that. Over $90 a barrel, first time since 2023. Again, this is putting a lot of pressure on airlines. UAL, American Airlines down. UAL gets clobbered yesterday, down again today. You can see the gap down. The cruise lines, CCL, they're also down hard today on this oil price coming up. Moderna is still heading down. No high volume candles on it except for early on, but it's still very, very bearish. The 8's coming down, the 15's here. 8's below the 15. Trend is to the downside. I don't really see any support until 46.13. Still do like this Moderna short that was called out earlier, I think by Roger. Oh, William, can't remember. Okay, Moderna out at 35 for 10-cent gain, 40%. Nice job. It's still a good setup with him, I think. AVGO, a good UMCAT. Matthew, AVGO. Broadcom. Yeah, I mean, I'd be going in the money on these. Is that you don't have enough high volume candles stacking up on this thing. It's coming off of earnings. It's pretty extended today. It does have room all the way up to about 348 from here. But I would personally go in the money on this if you're going to take it an intraday trade. And you swing position is if you try to swing it, you're blocked here at the 100-day moving average. Plus $6 to the upside. But this is for an intraday trade. I think that's a decent setup on AVGO. Depends on what you have to pay for the options. You say Moderna went right to the pivot point and compass. Yeah, and bounce. Really like the chart view. It isn't this setup is really good. The high volume candles also help a lot. We're not seeing any here, but again, the VWAP, the 15, and the 8, and the 8 is the one I've added recently. I used this for years and years on my TC2000 charts. We put it on here on the SPY super system, and it's when the 8's below the 15, you got a bearish trend, and Moderna has a bearish trend here. But again, it did stop right there that he just pointed out. He took profits in it. I still like it as a short, though, as a potential short for intraday trade today. And the daily chart doesn't really have much support where we are right now. It's 49.66, 49.81 would be the resistance on the way up, and the support on the way down is around 46.13. So there's about $3 to the downside potential.
Members watching some of these container board names talk of a price increases for recycled container boards in Europe. So the positive commentary out on the name on SW by analysts.
About 12 o'clock, 12:01 right now. And again, the market not really doing too much here. This is a pretty flat market. Look at how long that compression is on the SPY. Again, you don't want to be trying to do SPY super system trades today on the indexes, at least not right now. Stocks, okay, if you can find some good stocks for SPY super system trades, but right now it's not easy. The snow with a good bounce today. Nice little move in snow. Kroger, we're out of Kroger. Made a decent profit on it. It's really kind of a hit and run day here. It's really hard to ride anything for too long. Let's see what I did after I exited on this thing here, and then it popped up here, and then you see it's right now it's just compressing. No high volume, just moving sideways. Just basically, if you're in something and all it's doing is bleeding your time decay out of your option prices. Nice movement now. This was called out earlier in the room today on Service Now. It's right at the 50-day moving average, however. A lot of these stocks in red, you see, these are stocks that came down this morning and they're trying to bounce off the low. You see they're in the red. The percentage change. These things are just bouncing off the very low. I much prefer to go long a stock that's bullish that's green for the day, and I'd rather go short a stock that's red for the day. AT&T coming down pretty hard. No high volumes, but just coming down. It's right on the 8 and just above the 15 on the daily, so it's pretty close to support. Procter & Gamble, a piece of garbage stock. Yeah, I'm just going to look around for we'll see what I can find. Again, it's a little after 12 here. Moderna bounced up here with a candle, as Roger pointed out, bouncing right off of the standard deviation line right here. 8 trying to cross up through the 15. We'll see. Still looks like a pretty bearish chart, although we're getting a little bounce. The way the market's going, it doesn't really matter whether you try good shorts or good longs right now. You don't have any market tailwind to help you at all. You've got to find good stocks. The market's not really helping any of these stocks. Marbling continuing up. Ari, EDSA running up. Momo, EDSA. Yeah, it is. 6.4 million shares traded, float of 7 million. It's definitely a Momo trade, EDSA. There it is right there. High volume coming in. Big Momo. I don't have any idea if it's got any options. Insider buying news. Okay. No options in it. You have to trade the stock. Which isn't a bad thing. You can still trade the stock. Up about 75% today. No resistance, I don't think, on this thing. I guess it does. It's not an all-time high, but anywhere close to it. Looks like a resistance of about 814 right now. This stock's been coming down for a long time. It's not something I would chase. If I was going to take this, I'd be on something like a Momo stock. I'd be waiting for it to pull back to the 8 and bounce. I wouldn't chase it up here. It's fine, not doing much here. Moderna starting to pull back down again. Harry, you gave it a go on shares at 575. I see. I don't know if you took it there or if that's where your buy order is. Yeah, that would be that's pretty close to the 8 right here. I get the 8X at 545, but that's a pretty good price. If you get filled there. I mean, when it hits it and you get filled, there's no confirmation it's going to bounce from there. But that's the only problem with taking putting a buy order in at a lower price. You get filled, but you don't have any confirmation it'll bounce, and so therefore you got to watch it pretty closely after you get filled. It's just a lottery to you. Yeah, I understand. Okay, I've got to look for some more stocks here. Moderna still looks like a short. Abbott also looks weak, but again, it was pretty close to support, I think, on Abbott. On the daily chart. And that's below it. It's below it now. It's got room down to 107.77. A lot of these charts, this stocks are just all over the place today. Pepsi down hard today. Starting to bounce. Delta Airlines hot down, starting to bounce. I don't see anything that I like here. Valero coming in down pretty hard today, but still fairly bullish stock. Wells Fargo, big new move down, bouncing back up again. Silver bouncing up. Don't really see anything here. ECAD Pharmaceuticals, ACAD, down pretty hard, down about 2.5%. Very bearish right now. Don't know if it'll continue or not. It's just put in a couple of high volume candles on ACAD short. Nothing else I really see here. Again, I've been going through scans. I'm not finding anything here I want to trade. Really, nothing. I do like the Marvel as a potential, not Marvel. Actually, that's a pretty nice long, but I'm out of that. Moderna as a potential short to the downside. But after you have that, if you're going to do this, you either do a lottery, you take like a 49 put, or you take an in the money put. But I'm not coming across anything I particularly like. Very, very choppy stocks. BBY right up against resistance on the daily. really trapping price action here. See if we have any questions, any comments. Not much to talk about here right now. I don't see any outstanding stocks to try to trade. FSOY pull back a little bit, starting to rebound a little bit. Moderna bounced up a little bit, right back, rolling back down below the 8 again. Again, Kroger I'm out of, just moving sideways. AAOI took a nice one this morning. It's not going anywhere now. Don't really see anything I want to trade at all. Probably just going to wait till after. I'm going to eat lunch here in about 20 minutes or so, and I'm probably not going to touch anything till after that, unless something pops up. But I can't find anything. There's an EDSA that Gary was talking about. Big high volumes on this thing. Campbell Soup moving up after a big low. General Mills also moving up. A couple of consumer defensive stocks. This is not very impressive price action, though. CM short if it closes below the VWAP. If it trades below the VWAP, the VWAP we only use on the 5-minute chart. You said talking about closing it here. Let me see what the daily chart looks like on it. Yeah, it's a decent. That's a decent short setup. Here's your daily right here. See, it's moved up. It's a PBO, a bearish PBO, or not a pullback, but it's a pull up PUO, pull up opportunity, and rolling over a little bit. So yeah, that's a decent potential short. Again, 73.94 here on your daily. But yeah, the VWAP is important. If you're going to intraday trade this thing, you don't want to take it when it's above the VWAP. You notice the 8's coming down to try to cross the 15. So if this breaks below there, but this price action is pretty horrible. I mean, really pretty horrible. I mean, theoretically, a breakdown is way down here. Again, I just don't see very much to trade here. I mean, you can try to find some stocks and you can try to justify taking some stuff, but there's Moderna bouncing. This is very, very difficult. It's low probability trading environment. And not only is low probability trading environment, but it's very difficult to find any stocks, in my opinion, right now, worth trading. So I'm not trading. All right, about 12, count up on 12:30. Gonna have lunch pretty soon. The USO here bouncing up. Iran said if EU joins the war, they become legitimate targets. I mean, it's a mess over there right now. And the biggest impact in all this is oil. Oil just keeps going up. I mean, it's pressing up to $100 a barrel. And I mean, that has lots of ramifications to the U.S. economy. Initially, from industries that use gas and oil, and obviously airlines and cruise ships that come to Maine pretty quickly. But there's a lot of other things that use it for production. It's probably down a little over 1% right now. It's pretty flat since this big drop this morning, and then it'll pop up. Really pretty flat. And again, I'm running scans all the time here. I can't find anything to trade at the moment. Like I said, I'm probably going to wait till after I eat, and then come back, see if I can find something to pick off this afternoon. I had a beauty in AAOI this morning, but it was very tough to get. I did the best I could to try to let you know about it and how wide the spreads were and things, but I really couldn't do much more than that. We did have a nice one in Kroger, and I had a small win in Marvel today. Just to be able to put a trade on the board and have enough time to put it on and then take it off and actually make money on it is really tough in this market. Let's see if we have any more questions. Nope, so much pretty quietly. Again, I'm going to eat lunch here in about 10 minutes or so. And I'm just, I got scanners running in TC2000, and scanners running over here. It's really pretty hard to find anything. Marvel's still grinding up a little bit, little by little, back up to 92. I got it when it was around 89 and took profits in it, but it's up nicely. With some pretty ugly charts. This AXTI. Semiconductor company, yeah, right at the 15 on the daily, right at support. But you're going to just chopping sideways now. All right, lunchtime approaches here in the next 5 minutes or so. I'm going to take a lunch break. The market's LPTE. It's low probability trading environment. You're trading against you're just trading against a terrible market you're trying to trade, which means you got to find something that's really outstanding, and not just outstanding for one candle. You need something outstanding that's going in the right direction and has been going in that direction. ESTM, biotech stock, almost right to the 50-day moving average, about 10 cents away from the 50-day moving average. ACHC, a pretty nice grind here. Not high volume, but a pretty nice grind up. Arcadia Healthcare. Pretty nice daily chart as well. This is a pretty nice setup on Arcadia Healthcare. His earnings moving up on gap up with volume, grinding up, coming back down to the 8, grinding up. It's a pretty nice setup. There's some resistance. Let's see what big volume resistance is. No big volume resistance in there. I can see it's a little bit. Let me find the line. Press above that. Right about there. 26.20. See, touch here, touch here, touch here. Close to touching right there. That's a fairly high volume support level right there at 26.20. Since much of the market's below the 50 SMA, EMA, sit on your hands. I mean, I mean, I don't sit on my hands during the day just because the stocks are below the 50 exponential moving average. I mean, it's a simple moving average. But you know, right now I can't find anything to trade. I mean, this looks pretty good, ACHC, but not for an UMCAT trade, for an in the money type trade, just like I did in the money earlier on Kroger. Kroger was a nice one for the upside, but see, everything's flattening out here. Moderna looked like a good short, but it's just moving sideways here. But as far as swing trades are concerned, it's near impossible to come up with any swing trades right now in this market. We have to see what the SPY does at the end of the day on the daily chart. It's a mess. Here's the SPY. This is the SPY. Let's look at the SPY chart again. We look at this every day. What does it show us? Besides an absolute mess. This is really a mess. Again, I keep showing this. There's a trending market. Even some pullbacks because of tariffs and stuff, but still trending. This is trying to make any sense out of this is impossible. Look at the wicks and the tails on these things. Look at today's candle. It's insane. It went right down to the low from Tuesday, bounced back up, but we keep coming. We're still well below the 100-day moving average. So the market right now had spent a lot of time up near the very all-time high, still choppy. Now we're spending a lot of time down near below the 100-day moving average. I have no idea what the market's going to do here. It could easily break down, or it can easily rip right back up again. So that makes swing trades really, really hard. And I hate to keep saying this every day, but this is what we're faced with. All we can do is trade what the market gives us, and it's giving us not very much right now. Ram, come on, what I consider discussing selling puts as a strategy to help grow medium-sized accounts. For example, what would be the best stock to sell puts on the market if the market allows it? I mean, you can sell puts in any stock you want to, but you've got to be prepared to own the stock at the strike price that you put on, right? So you're gonna take premium. You're gonna collect money when you sell the puts on a stock. You're gonna making the assumption that the stock's not going to get to that level. You sell it at a level where you don't think that the stock can get there. So you collect premium on it. from however long you put it on for. Now, if the stock drops below that strike, then you're going to get assigned to the stock, right? So now you're going to own the stock, and you better want to own it at that level. You better feel at that level is if they're selling a put that's a good level to be actually entering the trade on, right? So if they expire above that, you keep the premium, but you're putting up money when you do that. You're putting up if the stock's $50 a share and you sell a put on it, right? You're selling 100 shares at $50, right? So that's $5,000. You have to put up about $2,500 in margin to cover that trade. Right, so you're chewing up margin when you do that, depending on how big your account is, and it's a valid strategy. It's especially if you're good at reading technical analysis and assuming the stock's going to stay above that price. The problem is when you're in a market like this and you start getting these 600, 800, and 1,000 point drops, you can put your stocks in trouble pretty quickly, and you may end up with a whole bunch of stocks that you own that all of a sudden you think maybe you don't want to own them anymore. So that's the risk with that. Is the VIX the place to gauge when fair prices come back from options? I don't think so. The option premiums have been all over the place, even when the VIX was not up. The VIX is supposed to be it's a volatility index. Obviously, it's supposed to look at fear, how much fear there is in the market. But the market makers are determining how much implied volatility to put into the option prices. So yeah, if it comes down, theoretically they should be a little bit lower, but these things weren't too bad a couple of days ago, and then they jacked up yesterday really high coming into the jobs report. So I don't use that. I don't use the VIX at all anymore. I mean, I look at it, I can see it's up today about 12%, trading at about 26, 27. But this is the VIX chart over time right here. This is the CVOE of market volatility, and this is what it looks like. And you can see these big, huge spikes. Big spikes comes right back down again. Big spikes comes back down again. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails out of this. To tell you the truth, you notice it went right up to the resistance level right there. But I don't use that for a judgment on options. I look at the options and I can see what they usually trade at, and I know in my mind usually about what they should be. That's why I looked at the SPY this week, and I took one at 388 for a strangle, and made some decent money on it the next day. And then I look at the same strangle yesterday, not the same strangle, but the same width of the puts and calls, and it was $8. That's insanity. They're protecting themselves because this volatility is they have to cover themselves. All right, I'm getting ready for lunch. There's Moderna bouncing, coming off a deep low. The SPY heading back down again. It's quite a mess out there. FSOY pulling back a little bit. All right, I'm going to get some lunch. Thanks for all the questions. I hope that answers your question, Ram Kumar, on those selling puts. I mean, that's a fairly common strategy that people use to bring in premium when the market is crap. But you got to know the stocks. You got to know your technical levels on those things. And again, you got to be prepared to take ownership of the stock, which of course is going to chew up a bunch of your margin. And you see coin relative weakness into the gap. Yeah, see it. That's what he's looking at right here. This is a gap. See the gap fill right here to here. Get the 8 kind of stuck in the way here. You're also coming into the gap, and you got a high volume resistance level, a support level right there too at 193.64. I'd be very cautious with coin here. Very cautious with coin. It could move down to the 8 here easily. But coin's a fast moving stock, and the premiums are pretty expensive. That's pretty nice looking move down here in coin. Just look it over here. Yeah, you got one big high volume candle pushing it down there. I'd be kind of cautious just because there's so much support and resistance levels nearby. Okay, I'm going to get some lunch. I want to thank everybody on YouTube today for being here. I appreciate it. Again, you can go to rightlinetrading.com if you're interested in looking at the room, the SPY Super System option trading room that we have, where I'm here every day, calling out trades if we can find any, and also alert service. And you can buy the software, the SPY Super System software right here, which comes with everything that you see here, the scanners, the indicators, which are really critical here, telling us whether the market is institutions are in or out. 5 minutes level here. This is a multi-time frame, 3 different time frames, and the trend. Here's your indicators on the 5 minute chart. VWAP is the pink line. The 8 is the white line right here, and the red line is the VWAP, the 15 EMA. These are all support resistance levels. See how clustered together they are in coin. And coin is trying to break down here, but I'd be very cautious. The candles, yellow candles, high volume bearish candles, white candles, high volume bullish candles. And this up here is a pivot point. All right, listen, everybody, thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. And we will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Trade well this afternoon. We'll see you everybody back here on Monday. I'll bring open YouTube about 11:30 on Monday for about an hour or so. All right, have a great weekend and trade well.